Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today on Look Up Us, it was very interesting. It was like boring but in an interesting way because Amber actually got in trouble, and that's the reason she had to supposedly be quiet today. So we're going to discuss that, we're going to talk emotional support animals, and some other things, but let's get started. So I'm not even going to really play clips for the whole thing about Amber's... Well, I'll play one clip, and you'll see it in a second here, but basically... Amber's neighbors recorded outside her door of her yelling on live stream and sent it to her and told her to quiet down. At one point she said they showed it to her and her face went red, but then they sent it to her. I'm not really sure. So, I don't know. But here is what the neighbors took. I'm going to warn you, it's very quiet. I'm going to try to make it as loud as I can.
So the neighbors are filming you through the walls and reporting you to the landlord?
Yeah.
You can only barely hear it.
Let me see if I can't really hear it.
Let me turn it up some more.
That's not accountability.
So clearly her walls are very thin. That is crazy. I would be freaking out and wanting to move. I'd be so embarrassed, first of all. But then, to know that everything you say can, granted, they're being very loud. But, those walls are thin. So, I'd want to move out of there. And Keem came in and was like, we could get you a studio place, you could get soundproof. And they settled on trying to find a studio for Amber to go to every day. Because Amber doesn't want to pay $800 to put soundproof panels on her wall. So then someone in the chat super chatted and had a really good idea, and I'm not going to show their name, but here's the chat. I'm not going to lie, this had me dead. Amber, if you sit in a smaller space, I think your body would actually help soundproof. Your body would absorb it right up. Holy shit. I mean, that's so mean. But, oh my god. And, with the text-to-speech, it was at the perfect time. Some of those super chats today read her for filth. There was one super chat that came in, someone posing to be Jade. Yeah, this was crazy. I mean, there were some others. Someone else came in, I think it might have been by the same user. Don't quote me on that, though. And they, first and last names of, everyone Amber's associated herself with in the, 10-year time period. Eric, Ricky, Alexis, everyone's first and last names are put out there. And they got that down real quick. Funny how they pick and choose when they want to get rid of this stuff, huh?
About this, they're coming for me about my pets. So someone said that's not a thing, emotional support pets. So yeah, actually it is, because my pets help with my mental health drastically, especially as someone who lives alone and has really bad mental health. So you can get them registered. So they're no longer considered pets, they're considered family fuckers.
So I'm not gonna lie, I actually was very curious about, can you have more than one emotional support animal? Because in my experience, I've only ever met someone who has one, or one assigned to one person. Maybe there's 3 people in the house that have one, but one's assigned to, you know what I mean? So you can have more than one, but you have to provide documentation from a licensed mental health professional. Do we think Amber's in therapy or speaking to a psychiatrist frequently enough that she has the documentation for each one of those pets? She went on about how she would never leave one pet behind. What about Rarity? Rarity got left behind. And then Amber and Fupa tried to rage bait Amberlynn into screaming by lying to her, or lying about her, rather. And, yeah, this was her reply.
I've never been more real in my life on this fucking show. That if Fupa does not tell the fucking truth, then I will not show up tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day, and this show is over.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up every day. I am on here taking shit every day. And now Tech is lying through his fucking teeth.
I don't like Keem at all, but I could never imagine looking at my boss and telling them to shut up. But what? I mean, if you did that in any other context of the world, you would be fired on the spot. And that's exactly why Amber could never hold a real job. And that's exactly why she will never actually quit the LCU as long as she's not monetized on her channel. It's because she can't work anywhere else. She can't do a physical labor job because she can't stand on her feet. And she can't go do a remote job because she'll yell and tell her boss to shut the fuck up every 2 minutes. How Keem doesn't lose his shit on her. I don't even, like, I know it's scripted, some of this, most of it, but even if it is, like, I'd still get so mad. Like, I'm mad for him, and I don't even like the guy. And they also had a goal for 15, so it was 15/20s to get the video from Amber's neighbors, and then it was supposed to be 15/20s for Amber to take a BPD online quiz, and to see if she really has it or whatever. And I'm gonna let the clip play in its entirety before I really, like, comment on it. But what I will say is they didn't reach the goal for it. They decided to do it anyway. And at the end of the clip, you hear Amber, they're like, I don't know, do you guys think Amber has it? And Amber go, probably not. Well, if you're diagnosed by a professional, why would you say probably not?
So simple.
Oh my god.
Let's go. Do you often worry that someone close to you might abandon you?
Is there like off? Oh wait, let me read it. Hold
It's
on.
from disagree to agree, max, middle.
Okay. The biggest agree.
Has intense episodes of anger or anxiety that can last for hours, even days.
See, I take this too literal. Like, my mood switch so fast, so it's hard. Do the one right before the last agree.
This person can act impulsively when they are upset. Are you impulsive?
The biggest agree.
Often changes their long-term goals or career plans.
This is why people hate me. Biggest agree.
This person stays loyal to anyone who has ever been close to them.
Biggest agree.
This person says they see themselves as bad or unworthy. Are you bad or unworthy?
The one right before agree.
This person can be hostile or aggressive. That's a fucking
The one-
big agree. That's a huge agree.
Big agree.
Well,
I would
are
say
we
the
going-
biggest.
Can you stop? I'm trying to do real life Amberlynn and not the fucking character on the show.
Barely agree.
Let's do the one before agree.
This person worries about relationship ending. They can make a frantic action to avoid it.
Strongest agree.
Fucking strongest. This person has said they feel misunderstood or mistreated. I the strongest agree.
Strongest.
This person's anger seems beyond their control.
James Holder super chatted
Strongest.
$20.
James Holder.
Amber's probably looking at those circles and thinking they're donuts.
Oh, I was thinking about pussy holes. Looking at them.
You said strongest agree? Anger controls
Wait.
you? It's beyond your control, your
This was-
anger?
We'll do the one right before they agree.
This person has had episodes when they have threatened self-harm or sewer
Strongest
sliding.
agree. Strongest agree.
This person comes across as fundamentally the same, regardless of who they're dealing with. It's like no personality changes. You're just the same solid. This is the strongest disagree.
No, do the one right before the strongest.
This person has episodes of paranoid thinking when they seem to lose touch with reality.
Strongest agree.
Alternates between idealizing and tearing down friends or partners.
People call me out for this all the time. Strongest agree.
Sometimes say they feel empty.
Yes, strongest agree.
Has intense but unstable relationships. The strongest
That's why people hate me.
agree.
Strongest agree.
Seems to change rapidly and widely.
Strongest agree.
This person's prone of episodes of reckless behavior involving sex, shopping, substance abuse, driving, or eating.
That's why people hate me. Strongest agree.
Often worries whether people close to them really care about them.
Strongest agree.
This person's mood can swing wildly from calm to highly irritable or anxious.
You see that every day. Strongest agree.
What do we think?
Probably not. I don't know.
You are in the top metric for fucking having borderline personality disorder. Recommended you go and find medical help.
I will say the first thing I noticed was in the beginning of the clip. She said, "I take this too literal." Aren't you supposed to? No, don't get me wrong. I know it is I know it's a silly little online quiz. I will say out of all the online quizzes, I'm glad they chose Psychology Today and not BuzzFeed. But, like, why wouldn't you want to take it literal? I don't know, I found that a little odd. Like, are we supposed to joke about mental illness? What's your goal there, Amber? But yeah, that was her taking an online BPD test, and I don't know, I just I found that a little odd. Like, are we supposed to joke about mental illness? What's your goal there, Amber? But yeah, that was her taking an online BPD test, and I don't know, I found that a little odd. Like, are we supposed to joke about mental illness? What's your goal there, Amber? But yeah, that was her taking an online BPD test, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really think anything that you take online without a mental health professional actively recommending the test or being there to administer it is legit. I've I've been tested and diagnosed with things, so you know what I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on it. I want to give a huge shout out to my 2 members. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Again, don't ever feel pressured to donate to me or to be a member, but it is highly appreciated. And yeah, so with that being said, I love you all, and I will see you guys in the next one.